Welcome to the Last Co-op Podcast, your source of all things nerd and pop culture related, all in one place. And this is episode number 41. And last episode, we promised that we were back after our short holiday break without any interruptions, and obviously that did not occur. So we did not have an episode last week. So now we're finally recording it. So some of the stuff that we had written down, we're a little bit behind, not like super behind, but like the day. So the first thing is the Switch 2, reveal. I had that written down for, the day that it got revealed, and that's the day we were supposed to do the recording and everything, but we're a little bit behind. But Switch 2 actually got revealed instead of all the leaks that other people had. And from what everybody said, it's supposed to be pretty much the equivalent to the PS4 Pro. I guess it's one thing they didn't say is like the Switch now is like obviously it's in one resolution in handheld mode and one resolution in docked mode. I wonder if this is the same performance period, or
I'm biting my tongue.
It's going to be different. I don't know. But some of the games is Red Dead 2. They're putting on their new Mario Kart game. I assume that Metroid game that they revealed a year ago or whenever it was is probably going to be on there. In my head, I'm like, hey, it's new technology. I need to own it. At the same time, I don't play handheld shit enough to justify going. I think it was going to be $400 or $450, something like that. So like, I have a really big problem if like I'm not using something and something's collecting dust, just letting it sit there and collect dust for the one time that I may use it out of the year. It's just like the exact same reason I don't own an Xbox is like, I do not care about having an Xbox other than Game Pass, but I cannot stand to just walk past even if I had a Series S, $300 Xbox Series S, and just watch it choking on fucking dust and knowing that, hey, I may use this once or twice, but like outside of that, it's not going to be the main thing that I use on a daily basis.
So you may have answered one of my questions. I was going to ask you guys if the Switch 2 is going to be a day one purchase.
It shouldn't be. I mean, for me,
Tyler, I know you. It's going to be.
It's like, I mean, you are getting it.
Yeah, I mean,
you already ordered it. Don't let him fool you.
It shouldn't be. Like, that doesn't mean it's bad by any means. Yeah. It's just like you have to enjoy. First of all, you have to enjoy Nintendo. Secondly, you have to enjoy handheld gaming. I mean, you don't have to because you can play it on your TV, but like the whole gimmick is being able to do both, drop in, drop out whenever you want. So I know if I buy it in 6 months down the fucking road, it's going to be listed on eBay. So like I'm going to try to do two things this year. One is I'm not going to buy the Switch 2. And fuck the next 2K, I'm not buying it. Like
we'll report back.
Those are two things.
Let me get some odds going.
Two things that I am not doing this year.
We could bet on right there.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, like obviously for the video game world and all that stuff, like I mean, it's a step up from the Switch. It's backwards compatible. Joy-Cons look much better than they did. I mean, even just they're just like a little bit bigger. I mean, they're not like groundbreakingly changed or anything, but I mean, it looks better. I like the way that the console looks, as in it's all just one color instead of having red and blue on one side or whatever. Like I get that's a really, really easy way to sell a bunch of controllers or whatever you want to call them in different colors because you could just slide them on and off, but
these ones are magnetic, right?
Yeah. So like I mean, I think the design's better. I mean, I think they did everything good. I mean, like the little kickstand thing is like actually worthwhile and not just
you can
this big on the back of it. And,
you can prop it up while you watch your Netflix. That's getting a price hike too.
Yeah, when is that gonna happen?
They're about to
it's
send out
coming,
emails.
Oh, I'm about to not have it. Is what's gonna
WWE
happen.
done ruined
So-
Netflix. It's going
Well,
up
speaking of
$2.
WWE, they lost 2.2 million well, not subscribers, but 2.2 million viewers less from the first week of
As they
We
should.
knew that was coming.
as the thing. So I was watching something when Undertaker came out on the motorcycle during the premiere or whatever. He said that the cameraman for Netflix like tried to pull a cord or something to get like out of the way, and he about like clotheslined the Undertaker for it, and he's just like, yeah, I about ran over the Netflix cameraman. It's just like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I'm like, you know, it is what it is.
Real quick, back to the Switch 2. I will probably utilize you, Tyler, to find me one, depending on the release for the children for Christmas. So keep me on the back burner because I can't find shit.
Yeah,
You just let him buy it and then buy it from him. 6
yeah,
months
at a
down the
price
road,
hike.
He doesn't want it. At a price hike.
Hey, the Travis, I think has learned his lesson from that when the PlayStation 5 released. Now, you probably haven't heard this story, but I probably got everyone in our friend group at a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, whatever they wanted. And Travis's deal was we were playing NBA 2K on PlayStation 4, and he got the bright idea one night for some reason that he's like, well, let's play. And if you win, then I'll pay you $200 more than what it costs. And if I win, you have to give it to me for $200 cheaper. And I'm like, okay. And like, this is like when I'm like deep into 2K. So like, I mean, I'm scoring at 90 points with, you know, one person, and, you know, so we got on there and Travis lost. And so Travis is $400. Yeah, $400 PlayStation Digital ended up costing him like $600 and some dollars. It's just like, yeah, well, what did we learn?
Hey, don't drink and drive, and don't drink and bet, people.
Yeah. All right. So it's 2025. I got to look up my list again because I had it and then I lost it. But the year of the remaster or remake or HD port, whatever the fuck terminology they want to put on it.
We're living in the year your boy comes back. It's your boy Croc.
Yeah, there's Croc. There's, I think, what is it? Is it 4, 5, and 6 Tomb Raider or something? Yeah. I mean, there's certain things that like, see, I hate when they use these words because like they called it the HD remaster. I looked at that shit. It's made out of squares. Like, it's like, what? That's what it looked like as a child. They were just blurrier. Like, you know, like, yeah, like, I mean, that's not, we haven't remastered anything. We haven't remade anything. Like, we just polished up a fucking turd and was like, hey, you know, would you like to spend $60 for it? You know, it's just like, no. Like, I mean, this is terrible. But I'm sure they're gonna do the same thing with Croc. Like, I mean, it's gonna look like some blocky ass, you know, but in 4K, you know, platformer.
The Spyro treatment.
Yeah. We'll see, like that. They did something with that. The Spyro and the Crash Bandicoot were like good, and like there's been other good remasters, but I feel like it's like when Battle Royale games came out. They just like they had a success, and then everybody thought, well, if we do that, we can make money off of it too. And unfortunately, it's not the case. Like Call of Duty Warzone. I mean, Apex sucks now, but, you know, I mean, there was Apex and Fortnite were like the only ones that survived. But, you know, I probably played 15 others that
you had me download 3 random ones.
Yeah, I mean, like they might have been like they were fun at the time, but like they just
didn't hold up.
They just didn't hold up. They just don't stay, you know. Obviously they don't have the support of, you know, EA or Epic or, you know, Call of Duty or anything, but they weren't as good. Yeah. But
they're probably not updating as much. They don't have the power support to be able to update their games constantly like these other games are able to.
I mean, I feel like if we're going to remaster a game that I played when I was 10, like, and it's gonna look like it was when I was 10. That like you don't just charge me $40 or $50 for the same thing. That it's just not worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hey, I will be getting Crazy Taxi though, day one.
See, like that will be fun. So
That'd be cool.
I will play that.
Maybe House of the Dead too. I miss those rail shooters.
We'll see, like House of the Dead. I never played House of the Dead not in an arcade, so I don't know how that translates to a console. And I definitely didn't play the what is it, Type of the Dead or
Type of the Dead.
the
on
keyboard,
Dreamcast.
whatever.
Dreamcast, man.
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast was a sleeper. Shout out to Seaman. What a game.
Sega in itself, it's like they are the perfect example of before their time and like wrong place, wrong time for. I mean, the Genesis and the Dreamcast, really. I mean, like both of them, they were doing things and trying to do things that now is normal, but back then, like people, like, I mean, that Sega tried to have competitive multiplayer online through their games with like, this hardware called XCast, or I don't remember, but like it went through your phone bill. And so like,
oh, hell no.
So like you had to set it up correctly, but like some people were like doing it wrong, so they ended up with like $700 phone bills and like all this stuff, and so like, but like that, and then like the little virtual memory cards from the Dreamcast, and they were doing online as well, and like now it's like it's not weird to have a console be online and play with a person all the way across the world,
Right.
like that's normal, but when you had a Sega Dreamcast and you're playing, one of the 2K NFL games or something, like to be able to play that, not sitting next to your friend was like not a thing. But now it's,
Hey, they should bring back them virtual memory cards. I remember taking my Dreamcast one to eat with my family one time, and I was feeding my semen. That's a true story. True
were
story.
you?
The Tamagotchi semen.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, like I don't mind some games that are actually remastered, like they're fun. But I have a problem when we just keep recycling things that really aren't that big of a difference. Like, I mean, Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, has been remade 3 times now.
And they broke it.
Yeah, and like it's worse every time. Like that's the thing I don't understand. Like we're not getting better. Like when the PS3 version came out, it was atrocious. And then we had this new definitive edition. Fucking it was so bad. Like it was like a mobile port and it crashed all the time, and it's just like a money grab, and I think that's the biggest problem with it. So
I don't have any more money for them to grab. Netflix keeps taking it all.
I don't.
Mhm.
Hey, I'm paying $25 for Netflix. If it goes higher than that,
Shit.
I'm not.
I don't even know what we pay.
I'm not paying for it. Like it's just I mean, like the whole. See, that's like another thing is like cutting cable was like, hey, you're saving money. It's like, well, now like, can you really
Not
save
anymore.
money anymore?
Oh,
like
no.
you're
you
just
have
like
5 different things.
like you can't even watch sports anymore. Like it's
YouTube
there's-
TV.
it's not a thing. It's like, well, I mean, even that, like you'll go to watch an NFL game or something, and you'd be like, oh,
Mhm.
that's on Peacock actually. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
why is it not on fucking cable?
It's with me in Notre
it's
Dame.
just
I
like,
had to go.
and they're
we
just
have
like,
Peacock.
yeah, then like you'll go to watch something else. You're like, oh, that's on the NBC app. I'm like, they have an app. And I was just like, I didn't even know this was a thing, And then I
Everybody
saw
has
something the
an
other
app.
day. A TV show was a Tubi exclusive, and I was just like, why? So like if you go through my Fire Stick, I got 8 fucking apps that are not mainstream ones that I have like wanted to watch something on. And like every time I type something in and I get a recommendation on Fire Stick, it's like, hey, would you like to download Crackle? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but sure. No, it's just like, yeah, sign me up for that.
That was old school.
And it's, well, there's Freevee now, and there's there was one that was called Friendly, but it's like FRNDLY, and they just took out 2 letters, and that's what they
That
call
one
it
sounds
now.
a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay away from Friendly.
Yeah, I ain't just gonna get okay on that one. I gotta do some
Yeah.
research.
Yeah, but yeah, they just there's so many on there that I'm just like, this is you can't save money anymore. And then like the little cheapy ones that used to like what Apple TV used to be $5, and all the other ones like that, it's just doesn't exist anymore. Everything just gets more expensive. And again, like I said, if I don't use something all the time, I just don't have it. Like, I got to use it. I got to use it quite often. Otherwise, it gets deleted, gets removed, and just got to deal with it. I don't know. So instead of being the year of the remaster, what the hell are you doing? Stop. All right. Dog is eating things behind me. I just hear
Yell at that damn dog.
chopping. So Halo is supposed to be coming to Switch and PlayStation. Do you think this really affects anything or not? My personal stance is
no.
I think console exclusives are useless. Like, there's not enough of a system seller like there used to be, to where like the Xbox had Halo and Gears of War and like these major franchises that were like must play things. Now, like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to play on a PlayStation or a computer because that's what I want to play on. There's nothing that's going to sell me on a console. I have a PlayStation because 90% of my friends have a PlayStation. That is it. If 90% of my friends had a PC, I would have that. If 90% of my friends had a Switch, that's what I'd play on. Like, I don't, there's no game in this generation that I feel like you should go out and buy a system for. So,
is there anybody that's never played Halo? Somebody out there with a PlayStation has never played Halo. They're like, oh my God.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably a very, very diehard Sony person that's like, I will never touch an Xbox. But you know what? When they bring the original Halo to PlayStation, he ain't playing that shit either. That's not who, again, why would you ever want to play that game in 2025? Like that game is probably a miserable experience in today's standard.
They remastered, pretty sure.
We have the Master Chief Collection, but that's what I say. You have the Master Chief Collection. Why do we need something else? Like, just leave that alone. Put that on there. I mean, like Halo Infinite, the newest one that came out, like, don't get me wrong, it was fun, but like it definitely didn't recapture the olden days of Halo 2 or 3 or
Red
any
and Blue,
of that. Like
that
like it wasn't the same. It wasn't as fun. So, I think
they missed their window of like trying to capitalize on it. Like they should have done it years ago if they wanted to get people more involved in it.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just like when your Xbox stopped working and you went and got another one. We were like, hey, buy a PlayStation 5. Like, no, I don't want to. Like there wasn't anything that literally like you were like, oh, I really want to play that. Oh, I'd much rather have a PlayStation. You're like, most of my friends have an Xbox. That's what I've always had. So therefore, I'm just gonna buy an Xbox. Like, and that's how easy your decision was made. Like we were like, hey, but we play Red Dead, and you're like, that's cool. I'm not gonna do that.
I want to.
Like,
I just don't have the time.
It's
play Fortnite too much.
Yeah, it's like you were just like, hey, we've got Xboxes. I'm gonna have an Xbox, and
I'll steal my son's.
That's that's the end of it. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are exclusives. I guess the most recent one, it's probably not the most recent one, but the most recent one that I know of is Silent Hill 2 was only PlayStation and PC. Why? I guess whoever owns it, publishing something or other. I don't know how you make less money by making it more available to everyone. Like, I don't understand why, like how that would ever not be the right answer. But
can you do me a favor?
What is that?
Can you give us a quick Silent Hill 2 review?
a quick Silent Hill 2.
I know
review.
you had such a good time playing that game.
That game is way too long, way longer than I remember it being. If you actually played through and got the 8 different endings, or however many there are, I don't know, and did all of these things a legit way, not just like cheated with some saves and stuff like that, and you platinum that game, you deserve more credit than my platinum on Red Dead Redemption 2.
No.
That game is. I could not. Like, I was literally texting your brother, and I'm like, "Hey, how much longer do I have?" I was just like, "I want to be done. Like, I don't want to play this anymore, but I have to be close to being done. Like, there can't be that much more. This was a fucking PlayStation game. Like, there can't be that much left for me to do. Like, they couldn't have fit this much stuff in there. There's just no way."
Was the original a 1-disc or 2-disc game? It was 1-disc, right?
Well, Silent Hill 1 was 1 disc. Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4 on PS2, and they were all 1 disc.
Oh, okay.
PS2, but gotcha. It was just like, I mean, I remember I was just texting him, and I'm like, I'm like, "Hey, I'm at this part. Like, I'm almost." And he's like, "Oh, you got like one more big area." Well, big area is a fucking 3-level hotel with 34 doors that may or may not be locked, and you may or may not have to backtrack through them. And like some of the puzzles, I just got to the point where like I walk up to a puzzle, I'm like, Google. I'm like, what's the combination to the padlock? I'm like, fuck you. I'm not. No, like, I don't care. I'm not going from room to room to find the piece to do this, to turn. No, just tell me the number. I'll type it in. I finished the game with like 8 items. You're not supposed to have any of them, but I just picked them up along the way on accident. I had already beaten the puzzle that, they went to, but
whoops.
I was just like, I don't ever want to play this. That's probably one of the very few games that like I literally beat it, and as soon as I saw the credits roll, I pressed the PlayStation button, went home, and clicked delete. I was like, I don't even care. Like, I don't even want to know if there's a new game plus. I don't care if there's anything special after the credits. Don't care. Not gonna pique my interest whatsoever. So
I don't blame you. Jake, how are you coming along on your Indiana Jones 100%?
I'm so close. I'm like 90% of everything, I think, and it's getting there. We're
now that you can upgrade your character, it probably makes things a little easier, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, yes. Like, you're hitting one person like 2 times, and it's over. Before, it was taking me like 7 times. Like, why is this taking so long? Now I just walk up and like
immediately
hit him something, and then they're done. I'm like, what? Should have done this at the beginning. Yeah. I was just trying to play through the story.
Back to like stuff like that. Like, I mean, like that game that's coming to, I think it's coming to PlayStation and other stuff like
and Switch like
sometime this year, I guess, or something.
Spring or something like that.
And like, I'm sure there's money reasons why they do stuff like that, but like that Funko Fusion game that me and Travis played for 45 minutes and haven't touched again, like that's coming to other consoles like still this year. Like it still hasn't come out, I don't believe, and it's coming to other ones, but I'm like, why is it coming to certain ones before other ones? And like all of those things, I don't understand why that makes sense. Like I said, I don't. There's probably a very logical reason, or maybe there's not, of why someone would make a game and they would say, I don't want it to be available to everyone. Like there has to be some financial.
100%.
Maybe it's the servers.
Gameplay. Well, the servers suck when they launch with one console, so I mean, it's not like they're prepping, for other ones. But like, it doesn't make any sense because like they could be from the same company. So like NBA 2K, for example, when that came out, it was you can crossplay from Xbox Series X or S and PlayStation 5, but you can't play with Switch or PC players. But then like the golf game that's coming out in February 18th or somewhere around there, it's just everything. So like whatever you own, you download the game, you can play with anybody. And like I don't see the problem with that, Like, I don't see the issue with like literally being able to buy a game on your system of choice and then whether all three of us have it on different things, we could all play together if we wanted to. And I just don't see how that doesn't make you more money. Like if that game came out and they were like, hey, we're not making it for Xbox, well, like then they automatically lose your business regardless of if you wanted to buy the game or not.
Right.
You know? And so I just don't, I've never understood the point of that. Like back in the day, like, you know, when there was like an actual console war, it made sense, but like, that's just dead. Like, you know, let's just get over it. You know, like Xbox tried to be a home media center machine instead of a gaming console, dug themselves a hole they couldn't get out of. PlayStation's 4 times what their sales is. Like, it is what it is, you know, and why does it matter for console exclusives in today's world? So
It's dying just like Xbox.
Still giving my money to him.
All right, so we're bringing back hold please. You all can answer this question and I'll give my answer after, but we're bringing back the would you rather that we haven't done in I don't even remember how long. And the question is would you rather win the lottery but have to spend it all in one day, or triple your yearly income for the next 5 years?
This one's easy. You want me to go, Jake? I'll go.
You go. Yeah, you go.
Mine's going to be easy. I'm going to triple my yearly income for 5 years, and I'll tell you why. Because all of that extra money that I'm making, I'm going to put into my 401k, and I'm going to make it to where whatever I'm bringing home now, I'll just bring that home and live how I live, but I'm stacking my 401. At the end of that 5 years, I'm retiring. I'm out.
Out.
Done.
Donezo.
Yep. Peace.
I guess it really probably I was leaning towards
what
the
was
triple
the short
yearly
version of your answer? Had to let the dog outside.
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, I was going to triple my yearly income, put all that triple into my 401k, set it up to where I take home what I take home now, live how I do, and then in 5 years, I'm retiring. I'm out. Peace. See ya.
I'm tripling it, but I don't know what I was trying to say here. Unless it's over $1 million by the end of that 5th year, then I would probably spend $1 million in one day, or was it spend it all?
This isn't $1 million. This is just you win the lottery. So like the number could be.
Then I'm buying. Okay,
if the lottery could be 30 million. You know?
Hold up,
So
then I'm paying you 30 mil, and then you'll disperse it to me.
Yeah, I'm spending it all in one day, and I'm buying Dogecoin. That's just what it is. Buying Dogecoin.
You were on the right path, but what I'm doing is I'm going on a fucking voyage to every store and racking up on prepaid Visa cards to where I'm going to store this away for later on. So
you know, looked at doing something like that.
I'm spending I'm spending the money, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm set up for, you know, a little bit. I'm gonna be buying stuff that I can just resell later on. Like, hey, you want that house? Yeah, absolutely. Give me that. You know, like that's fine. Like I'll sell that. I'll sell that later on. You know, just, you know, I may even spend so much that I need to borrow some more, and you know, then I'm gonna be setting myself up for longer than 5 years. If I win the lottery and it's, I guess like if it's only $1 million, like the answer would probably change. But like if it gets up to like some of them's ridiculous numbers that it's gotten up to before.
Oh yeah, 900 million.
Yeah, like
I'll find something for $900 million.
I mean, I'm gonna own the town is what's gonna happen. Like, you know, like I'm walking into stores and I'm like, corporate right now. This is like, I'm buying this franchise. This is now Tyler's Best Buy. It's just like, you know, that it's
like
no longer yours.
Jump in the freaking lobster tank at Kroger and be like, I own this place now. And you're like, there's lobsters in there. What are you doing?
But yeah, I would spend it in a way. Obviously, I'm gonna buy a bunch of shit that I want, but you know, then when the the financial responsibility side kicks in. I'll buy things that make sure I have money left over, or I'm going to continue to make money later on down the road. I would tell you that if I had that amount of disposable income, I would make one just absolutely like just irresponsible sports bet and hope that, everything, fell into place. But
I know one thing you wouldn't buy.
Switch 2.
I was gonna say Xbox.
An Xbox, yeah. No, but I've said those things. I mean, there are certain things, no matter how much money I'll ever have, there are certain things that I just cannot justify paying the price that they are. And I've probably said this. I don't remember what episode it was, but we were talking about something and this got brought up. But I remember when I first got my first house and my mom took me and I was like going out and like buying furniture and all that stuff. She got one of those big old, giant floor rugs. She's like, what do you think about this? I'm like, that's kind of neat. And like, it's on one of those big, whatever you call them, like, like the posters used to be on where you have to flip through, all of them. And, the price tags on the bottom right corner of all the rugs. I flip it over and it's like 850. I'm like, nope, fuck that. And I was like, I'll get one of the ones that roll up with, saran wrap around them or whatever. And I'll just cut that $11.99 thing off and roll it across my floor. I was just like, I could be a multi-millionaire. You will never catch me walking on an $800 rug. Like it's just dumb.
If I bought an $800 rug, I'm putting it on the wall just so I could stare at it like art.
Yeah, I think the dumbest, most expensive purchase I've made is my motorized trash can that I now hate. But at the time, I was like, "This is really cool." You just wave your hand over it, and it opens it up. Well, you know what? Takes 6 AA batteries that don't last very long. So
mine broke.
So this thing not only cost me $120 or whatever it is, but now it's cost me in batteries, and it's not an intelligent purchase, but
it was cool at the time.
At the time, I was like, hey, I need that.
Some Iron Man shit.
That's what I need. I did hold off on the toaster, the little touchscreen one where you could like determine how burnt you wanted your toast and all those things. I was like, I need that. I'm like, it's only $250, but I was like, God, nah, I don't need that. I was like, that's just dumb, So I didn't end up buying that. But
so there will be signs when you hit the lottery when you have your touchscreen toaster.
There'll be. I'll be rolling through. I'll probably ask you to stop at some stores, get me some prepaid cards too. I'll be delegating for. I'm like, we only got 24 hours. I'm like, you need to go buy some shit. I gotta buy some shit. Like we can't let this go to waste. This is, So
what's the name of that duck from DuckTales that has like the money that he swims in? That's what he's gonna be looking like.
Is it Scrooge McDuck or something?
Is it Scrooge McDuck or is it? I don't know. He's gonna be looking like that duck that like dives to the money and like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it would have to just be like handed to me for no reason. Like, like if I just like, let's just say I was like extremely successful. I still don't think that would change how I spend money. Like,
hey, if you decide to cut the grass at your properties, I got you.
Well, I mean, like I buy some, like the way I justify money is probably really, really stupid to most people. But like, I have no problem getting on DoorDash, ordering a meal for $4 and, be looking at it and being like, oh, that's $46. Like, that's no big deal. But then like, I'll get on and like, I'll place a $25 sports bet and be sitting there going, oh shit. Like what the hell's going to happen? Like, I don't know if I'm going to be okay. Like I just, it doesn't.
At least I'm getting satisfied with the food because I know I'm not winning.
So I don't know. It's just
I just don't even. Yeah, I just eat instead of gamble.
Yeah, I probably should, but sometimes you got to gamble to eat.
Hey, listen, I bought a lottery ticket 2 days ago and I didn't check it yesterday. We'll check it in a few days. I know I didn't win. I just fulfilled that little need of.
Hey, I remember one time I bought one of those little bingo scratch off tickets, and I thought I'd won like $10 or something off that because I matched something. Well, I didn't realize that I matched something else. So like for whatever reason at the gas station I went to, when they scanned it, they had to type in the amount that I won to. Like it just didn't automatically tell them, what I won. So they scanned it and I'm like, yeah, I won $10. So like it kept rejecting it. And so he's like, I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, I don't know. It's right there. Like I won. And so like I had to so we had started looking over it and found out I actually won more than that. So I ended up winning like $120 or something off of 5 or whatever it was. And like, that's the most successful I've ever been with a scratch off ticket. Like,
Yeah, I think 100's about where I'm at.
Yeah, I've never
been a while.
Never. Oh, I mean, I haven't bought a scratch off ticket in 10 years, probably. I just
went out on top. Nice, I see you.
Nah, well, I mean,
I gambled.
Probably not. But yeah, I don't feel the need to do that. And I mean, it's the same as I guess with gambling, like on sports, I feel like I have a better chance than just buying a scratch off ticket. I don't.
The odds
probably, but that's that in my head. That's how I justify it. So, all right. Well, I saw that we had that's on there. Got anything extra to add that's happened since we originally made the topics?
Nope. Got to gamble to eat, boys.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I was going to say about the Switch too, the nunchucks on the side, it's like some kind of I'm curious if the lock, because it looked like they just slide right in and click. But if you're playing,
I would feel like
they just fall off. I feel like there'd be like a locking mechanism. Like a button you have to press to release them. Otherwise, they'll just kind of fall off.
Well, there's the button on the back now. So, like, I mean, I assume they have to lock into place when they magnet somehow.
I didn't see it on there. I didn't know. And look, I mean, the stand upgrade looks amazing anyway, because we couldn't even open my son's when he got his. It's like, yeah, it's supposed to have a stand back here. We could never open it. It took forever. I was like, this has to be defaulted or something.
I mean,
it is a faulty mechanism.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This is the year of 2025 is most every year I say it's a new year, same me. I'm going to be a little different this year, and I'm going to be a little bit more financially responsible and not buy dumb things that I don't need. So that's the new.
How long until you think he sends that to us?
That's the New Year's resolution.
Oh yeah.
So,
shit.
So far it's going well. I haven't bought anything dumb yet. And so, we're 23 days in.
We're almost a month in.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
I've been looking at some really dumb shit to buy. I mean, it's not that I haven't looked at some really stupid things to purchase. It's just I have that little voice in the back of my head being like, do you really need this? And the answer is usually no, but
I just can't afford it. I want to buy it all.
I bought Wicked on digital for my daughter. That was pretty fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, we bought that too.
You mean the terrible movie that you hated when you went and saw?
Yep, she hated it too. Now she loves it. So
that's the way it happens.
Women. All right. So I was going to say we'll make sure we'll be back without problem. But we'll wait till next week and see. We'll go for 2 in a row before we start making these outlandish promises. So if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. We had like a really, really big spike in the amount of people that watched the last one for some reason. I mean, thanks. I don't know what we did different, but we'll try to replicate it. But yeah, if you haven't already, share it with your friends. More people that watch it, the more fun it is for us to do. So if you haven't followed us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, yeah, I think that's it. So until next time, goodbye.
Bye.